The problem of climate change. I have a question for you. Have you considered how wrong is right now the climate change problem? No, really think about it. We all know what climate change is. We all know that it's gonna be a problem really soon, and we all know that it's gonna destroy and change the way we are living our lives. But we haven't considered how bad, how dangerous it's gonna be. So, how wrong is climate change right now? Well, it's really bad. In an article of the ONU in 2019 about climate change, said that the last 4 years had been the hottest years in all existence of Earth. We were in 2019 at least 1 degree above pre-industrial levels and really close to what scientists call an unacceptable risk. In the Paris Climate Agreement of 2015 demands that the difference have to be way below 2 degrees and to make bigger efforts so that we can short the increases of temperature by 1.5 degrees. If we don't reduce the emissions of CO2 to the atmosphere, the temperature could get as higher as 3 grades above what's recommended by 2100, making an irreversible damage to the ecosystems in Earth. And we think that's a lot of time, but it's just 79 years. It's just a lifetime, which means that maybe children that born today will be able to see the effects in the last day of their lives. But his children will have to see it in his late adulthood, and his grandsons will have to see it in his adolescence, and even will have to survive and see all the horrifying changes in their teenage years. Also, the glaciers and ice sheets from the polar and mountainous regions are melting faster than we have ever registered, which will create the rise of the sea level. Almost two-thirds of the cities in the world, with almost 5 million of inhabitants, are found in zones that were at risk that the sea level will flood their city. And almost 40% of the world lives 100 kilometers close to a sea border. So we don't take measures to reduce our damage to the environment, we will have to see with our own eyes how cities like New York, Shanghai, Mumbai, Osaka, Rio de Janeiro, and lots of other cities will sink in water while making those people that live in there homeless, with no way to protect what they had. And what is even worse, the prices of land will skyrocket like we have never seen, because there are hundreds of people searching for a home and there's no place. It's more people with less space. The rent will be higher and will be a lot of homeless people. Let's not even think about what will be to buy a terrain for yourself. And that's a problem that we will have to face if we don't do anything about this. The climate change will also affect our alimentary and hydric security of all of us. It will degrade the soil, limiting the quality of carbon that it can contain. In the present day, 5 million of people live in zones affected by erosion. Right now, in lots of regions, crops that had prospered for centuries of years now are barely surviving, which makes the alimentary security more precarious. In these cases, the principal affected will be the poor and the vulnerable. But first, let's talk about natural disasters. Natural disasters had always existed in our lives. It have always existed, but now they are more frequent, they are more aggressive, they destroy more. And thanks to the higher temperatures, it's making way more harder to survive these ones. Waves of heat, typhoon, thoughts, hurricanes, that will create a massive destruction around the world.